We got a lot of news today, amigos, so let's get right into it. Also, if you're interested in tournament preparation, happy to help out where I can. Feel free to book a Metafy session and check out the testimonials as well. So starting off, we got the product schedule as well for the English. So as you can see, we have the startup decks and also the premium stuff that will come out soon. Unfortunately, we do not have a date for those yet. I'm excited mostly for those deck sets for Joe Knights, Musketeers, and of course, Raging Form. One of the major things to really point out today is that effective today, there's going to be 50 cards in the main deck for standard. And so if you haven't updated your decks, now's the time. Also, the winner of the dice roll gets to choose if they go first or second. So I'm really excited to see what comes of it, where players decide to go first or second, and see how they can actually go into their strategy in this event coming up soon. And now the moment of truth, Springfest 2024. So starting off, we're going to see what's actually going to be played. And so we see standard, a tri-regulation format wise, and of course, Shadowverse. So to me, this also looks like they were trying to have a compromise of getting Shadowverse into the mix with these 2-day events as well. Before we had standard, V Premium, and Premium, of course. And I think tri-regulation is really that compromise, so everybody can play it if they want to. But as a team, where one player is standard, another is V, and another is Premium. Here's an example: is they say player A is V, player B is standard, and so on with C. So my thoughts on that is that if for some players it's okay, for some players they're not as excited to. You know, for me and everybody else, we all have a preference to a specific format that we do play in Vanguard. But now just kind of being, in a way, kind of forced to play in this format where other teammates have to play different formats. So it's a possibility where maybe you and your friends are excited for a specific one format, but now 2 of those friends have to play different formats if you guys still want to be a team. It's also maybe not as flexible to form teams as well. Some players only play one format too. So if everybody plays the same format, then there's no other team members and you have to look elsewhere at that point too. There are players though that are more like chameleon-like. So for example, if I needed to play V Premium or fill in a Premium or even a standard spot, I can chameleon into that spot and be fine. But one of the biggest rewards for these events are like, you know, the pricing, right? And so as you can see, we actually had some really good pricings. And so I'm excited for cards like Cutie Angel getting a reprint, but also having like the full art. You got Meteoric Habitat, you got Yuka as well. Oh, definitely needed. Even with the new lyrical set, more copies is appreciated, right? But one of the most excited things I had was the Crystal Luster, especially with the premium deck sets coming out soon. I wish they would have also included like Katrina and also Chain Ranker, but at least it's a step in the right direction at that point too. What's really cool too is that a lot of the places have dates already too. So if you're anywhere in North Latin America, we have dates from March to June to choose from already. So I'm curious if they're going to add more still on top of that. They also have Europe as well, and they're still trying to figure out one more, but I'm sure they'll figure that out as well. And so with Asia Oceania, as there's a lot of TBA. So Philippines is April 20th, 21st. So you at least know for the Philippines as well. But I'm sure the others will soon reveal when they actually take place at that point. I do want to point out the important notes section for the time up policy. So in Swiss, if time is up, a double loss will be issued to both players. So as a player, that does suck, because then if both teams lose, then they're immediately taking that as a loss, essentially. There's no like, hey, can we finish this game kind of deal. Unfortunately, during Swiss, that's not the case. However, in Top Cut, you have 10 minutes to finish 3 extra turns. And so which one is done before, or first, I should say, the winner is decided, at least with Vanguard. The winner with the last damage wins the game, essentially. However, if your damage is still the same, a double loss is also issued. I know I heard countless stories over the years too, and even myself being victim of slow play, where double loss, if somebody's like, well, if I'm going down, then you're going down with me. So I understand that, but I think they just want to make sure that there's no like overtime going over, and then it just like delays things in an event. So I understand that point of view too. But I at least want to let you guys know, so that way you know what you're getting yourselves into and the expectation when that happens. So a little more excitement, and as an alternate option too, if you're not really excited with teams with Springfest, or maybe you are and you just want to play more Vanguard, Shop Challenges is the next best thing. And what's really interesting is that they're doing V, Standard, and Premium as an individual format still. They're saying like this is your opportunity to see if you can find other team members. And to a degree, it makes sense. But if you're going to a standard shop challenge, then it's going to be just standard players. So I don't know. For the tri-regulation format, that would help. But obviously for the standard teams, that would be perfect too. But if you're going to a V Premium or Premium, now you got to see if those players are willing to play like a different format on top of that. However, participant PRs are actually really good too. So for standard, you're getting Thassus. For Minerva, essentially, V Premium is Hell Tiger. And then Premium, you'll get Geoma Glass as well. That's also a well-needed card in DP in general. So like these PRs are really good. And then for top 3, they'll be getting these hot stamp copies essentially too. So if you kind of like want a rarity bump, boom, there it is at that point. At this point, there's no locations yet determined for shop challenges too, so be on the lookout for that too as well. I know I would definitely be looking out, especially if I want to play like a specific format like Premium or even V or Standard, just depends how I feel and want to play. But definitely enjoy it for yourself as well and have fun this season. Are you guys excited for the new season coming up? Finally, the dates are out. Do you already have a team solidified? Let me know in the comments too. Love to hear your feedback. On to the next one, amigos. Bye!